What's up guys, I have another Battlefield 3 gameplay commentary for you, and this time around I'm playing Armored Kill, which is the new DLC that DICE has released for the PlayStation 3 this past Tuesday. This was free for premium members, and the versions for Xbox 360 and the PC will be released on September 11th. Even though I am a PS3 gamer, I'm not really fond of DICE releasing material early for a particular platform. I think it would have been a lot more fair to just release the patch and the DLC on all the platforms on the same day. Even though it might be a little more complicated, it would have been a lot more fair, in my opinion. But besides that, the DLC is great. I'm loving these new maps. I believe this is Albor's Mountain, and I've tried to include a little bit of each of the new maps into this video. However, I am playing Rush, and you will see very little vehicle gameplay. But really on consoles, when you only have 24 players, if you're going to play Conquest on these new maps, it's going to feel very empty. I'm sure when this is released for PC on the 11th, and they have 64 players running around on these huge maps, it's going to be pretty epic. So here's another map, and this is Bandar Desert. And this is advertised as the largest map in Battlefield history. I haven't really seen it all because I haven't played Conquest on this yet. But from what I've seen, it's pretty huge. That's what she said. There's a lot of room for various vehicles like tanks, ATVs, and I believe there's numerous air vehicles on this map also. And speaking of vehicles, there is a new mode called Tank Superiority. And I haven't really got into that at all, so I can't really say anything about it. But I do look forward to playing it, trying it out. I don't think it's going to be a mode that I'm going to play often, but nevertheless, it's always good to try something out. So as I'm up on this building, you can see out into the distance, and there's just a lot of room, and it sort of feels underwhelming when you only have 24 players. If this were Conquest, you would only have 24 players to interact with, and it's kind of bittersweet. You know, we get this DLC early, we get these huge maps, and we're not really able to fully use them as they were intended just because the number of players is limited. So that's one of the reasons why I'm playing Rush, and it's because things are a lot more focused, there's a lot more action, and it would be quite rare to run into a lot of people on Conquest. But again, all you PC users that are waiting for this DLC, I think you should be excited because with 64 players, I'm sure this is a lot more fun. And right here, I get like 6 kills with the Amtrak, which is always awesome. Okay, this is Armored Shield. That's what this map is called. And it reminds me of Caspian Border. There's a lot of vegetation, and there's bases dispersed throughout it. I'm pretty sure this map is based on the outskirts of Russia, and I'm not too acquainted with it yet, so I'm kind of running around like a headless chicken. But I tried to do my best and help out the team as much as I could. And I've also got some footage of the AC-130. This is from the ground trying to shoot it down, and it just shows you how many shots it takes to damage this thing. We had multiple people trying to shoot this down, and it takes multiple shots just to get it to start smoking. There are flares, so make sure you watch out for those and try to shoot in the intervals between them. So yeah, there it is on fire, and I'm pretty sure that it blew up shortly afterwards. This guy was just dumb. And here's a pretty river. Watch me cross it. Alright, this is footage in the air from the AC-130. Trust me, you do want to be on this side of it. It's really easy to just annihilate people that are on the ground. So here I get a trophy called Death from Above. Xbox users, I'm sure you'll have a similar or identical achievement. And here's an outside view of the AC-130. I don't know why, but I just wanted to see what it looked like. And it always seems like this thing goes down faster when you're shooting from it. I don't know if that's just because you want to stay up there longer and destroy everybody on the ground. But one other thing I wanted to say is that the AC-130 respawns very quickly. I think they should extend the respawn time of the AC-130 just because it seems like it's always in the air. So this is a view from the other gun, and obviously it has a slower fire rate compared to the machine gun, but I think it does a lot more damage. And you can just hear in the background the alarm every time someone locks onto you, and it gets kind of annoying when you're up there. So I don't know if I'll be spending a lot of time in the AC-130. I'd rather just spend my time on the ground playing the objective and getting things done. Alright, this is the last map that I have to show you, and it is called Death Valley. And many others, as well as I, have dubbed it the night map because it is one of the very few maps in Battlefield that takes place in the dark. I've only played this map once, and that's what you're looking at right now, but from what I've played, it's pretty fun. And to me, this map almost looks like it's dawn, as opposed to Tehran Highway, which seems like it's in the dead of the night. It looks like the sun could be rising any second. But I think that's a great thing. It gives it a nice feel, unlike any other map that I've played. When compared to Tehran Highway, I would probably pick this map over it. It just seems a lot cooler and a lot more interesting to play on. So if you haven't noticed already, in the majority of these matches I'm playing as an engineer, and so are the majority of my teammates, and I think that's due to the amount of vehicles and open space that these maps have to offer. It kind of restricts you from picking the other classes, because if you're going against a tank as an assault, you really can't do much to survive, as opposed to being an engineer, having an RPG, and potentially defending yourself. So here we are back at Alborz Mountain where we started, and here I'm using the M417, and it is a semi-automatic sniper rifle. I would compare it to the QBU-88, which is one of my favorite semi-autos, the AS Val, which is one of my all-time favorite weapons in this game, and I think it stacks up pretty well against them. It seems a little overpowered at the moment. I'm not sure if they changed it in the patch, because it really should be nerfed just a little bit, so it can balance out with all the other new weapons that they released in the previous DLC. The scope that I'm using right now is not my favorite, but I'm working on getting the 3.4 times scope, and to me that scope is the holy grail of all scopes. I don't know why, but I tend to do incredibly well when I use it. Most probably because it has very clear optics, and the chevron reticle that's used is probably one of the best. So overall, I'm pretty satisfied with this DLC. It's always good that DICE is releasing new material. I always think they could do a better job, but I think it's pretty amazing what they've been doing with Battlefield 3 and what they'll continue doing as far as releasing DLC for this game. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like it, comment below, subscribe, do what you gotta do, and I will continue to record gameplay and commentate on it as long as I'm happy doing it, which I am. I'm working on getting a variety of gameplay footage from other games onto my channel. So far it's only been Battlefield 3, but hopefully that will change soon in the future. I do want to cover Borderlands 2 when it releases, so stay tuned for that. And if you see those snowflakes, tell me why they're there. It makes for a cool effect, but I think that was a glitch. I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay commentary, and I'll see you later. Bye.